speak here. Thank you, Kimmy, my granddaughter, for the invitation, and the wake of my great-granddaughter. So I'm glad to be here with you folks. I'm got everything ready here. Got my water, got my helmet, got my shoes. But everything's not ready. Where is my jelly sandwich? I'm supposed to have a jelly sandwich. Jelly sandwich? This is the cafeteria, is it not? No jelly sandwich. Oh, I'll have to start it. I'll have to start with that. I'm sorry. I want you to go back with me to the year 1940. That's when I was your age. The war was raging in Europe and Asia. Thousands of people were being killed. Hundreds of thousands of people were being killed. Millions of people were being killed. And I felt sad about it. And I wondered why people had to kill each other. I knew that I would soon be in the war because the war was a long ways old, was being over. And so in 1944, I was about to be drafted, and I said, come on, take me. So I went ahead and joined and sworn in on Pennsylvania Avenue in Indianapolis. Went down to Camp Deadeyes, got my uniforms, got my shots. Went down to Camp Landon, Florida. Nice place down there. You're going to spend some place for 15 weeks. Very nice place to be, except when it's so much sand. The sand, please. One of the first things I learned there was I was going to do my own laundry. I was going to hang up my own clothes, make my own bed. Mama is not there to do it for me anymore. I got to do it myself. Shock. We had a lot of close order drill, rifle training, all kinds of different kind of training. And hiking, left face, right face, about face. Boring, boring. Oh man, get so tired of doing that. Hour by hour by hour. A lot of sand, please. And so we had a lot of things to do, and a lot of things to remember. We had discipline, we had to stand up attention for hours. I became a pretty good soldier. It wasn't all bad, but it's a lot of discipline. You do 10 push-ups, you do 10 push-ups, you go clean the back, you go clean the latrines, you go pick potatoes. I want you out here right now in the formation, everybody stand up and do it right. We had a company commander that was pretty tough, but you know what? After a while, you get used to somebody being tough. Because you're the boss, and you might as well learn to do it, just like mom and dad. Mom and dad tell you to do something, you better do it. Well, you know, as well as you can. One day we were without eating lunch. You can't believe this. Somebody had left a piece of paper out on the sand. Should not have done that. The company commander called us together. You're all a bunch of pigs. You're all a bunch of pigs. Now get down on the hands and knees and act like you're pigs. They thought that was pretty funny. But it told us something. Keep things clean. Because that's part of being a soldier. So, for basic training, went to Fort Lauderdale, went to Hawaii for a month's training, and then went on a convoy to Saipan. Now Saipan is part of the Marianas Islands group. It's Saipan, Tinian, and Guam. And that's where the B-29s flew off to bomb Tokyo. And I did get to see the planes coming back. But these planes were coming back, they had holes in them. Excuse me. Had holes in them. Engine was smoking. Some flying low, some high. We were bombing Japan with 1,000 planes a day. And four of the main cities in Japan were obliterated, including Tokyo. Got to this island, Saipan is a hot island, tropical island, miserable. And we had just a lot of hiking and machine guns, and smells, and even, we had to call a machine gun fire. And it was just terribly hot, and we had to have our sleeves down because of mosquitoes. So at the end of the day, while our clothes were wet, we had to wash them every night, wash the clothes every night, because it's quite a thing to endure. It's a miserable island. It was so hot that we went to the chow hall to eat. Well, we was in the mess hall to eat chow. Sweat was running down your face. It was that hot. And the rations were terrible. We had Australian meat and beans. Terrible. There must have been a piece of kangaroo in there somewhere. But it was terrible. Well, we knew we was going to be going overseas. And so on the last days there, the last day, we gathered in the recreation hall, and we sang some songs, played some cards. Excuse me. My voice going down. Excuse me. So, one of the men gets up and says, would you sing My Buddy? My brother has just died in Italy. Well, naturally we did. We all got up and we sang My Buddy. We were very sad. I will sing that song to you. Yes, you have it. This copy. Nights are long since you went away. I think about you all through the day. My buddy, your buddy misses you. Pretty sad. And now if you will, I'd like for you to stand and sing with me in honor of the men that didn't make it back. Okay? Nights are long since you went away. I think about you all through the day. My buddy, your buddy misses you. Thank you, brother. Water's good. Now I have a chance here to say about my website. Excuse me. My website. If you flip to the front page on the website, the main page there. That's the main page there. On the left side, there's a bunch of buttons. There are hyperlinks to other things. One of them is the stories. One of them is links. The links to anything you want to know about the Battle of Okinawa. And then right there, you'll see a musette bag. And that musette bag Musette bag has a whole bunch of stories that you'll like, including the story about Kilroy. I met Kilroy, there's Kilroy over there on the right side. I met Kilroy at Camp Atterbury and landed Fort Lawton in Hawaii. I met him. He's even on the site. You can meet him too, or read about Kilroy. Now, if you want to contact, you go back to the front page there. You want to contact me and ask if we had any ice cream, or we got letters from home, and then right there's a button there that says contact me. You contact me there. Ask if Mom and Dad have got any questions. We might go there. Remember the Deadeyes. I would like to have my jelly sandwich. I'd like to have my jelly sandwich. Oh, she got the jelly sandwich after all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, the jelly sandwich. I miss that jelly sandwich. Maybe it'll help my voice. Yeah, it's jelly. Good. Thank you. That's right. That's right. Apple jelly. I like apple jelly. We sailed in a convoy from Saipan to Okinawa. It took several days. We got there. They loaded us down with extra ammunition. And we had a full field pack. And we climbed over the edge of the ship down into the cargo nets into a little landing craft. This little landing craft headed towards the island of Okinawa in the middle of the night. Over here on my left side was a white ship. It's a hospital ship. And out in front of us were the ambulances going by, delivering wounded soldiers to that hospital ship. That went on for a half an hour. 4, 6 at a time. We were going into a battle zone. They're all told there were 10,000 replacements come in to replace the men that they'd killed and women at that time. It was grim. We went in there that night, and then the next morning, I joined my outfit, M Company. The M Company were a mortar and heavy mortar and heavy machine gun section in support of the frontline rifle. So next morning, I met the guy from Brewsville, Indiana. I was in basic training with him, Ralph Alton. And so we had a chance to have a foxhole together. He said, well, Gil, he says, it's time to go eat. So go down and eat. And I said, okay, let's go down and eat. Boy, was I surprised. Here these men were, I was 18. These men are 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 30, 32 years old. They'd been in the battle of Leyte. They were tough, they were mean, they were just solid men. And some had weapons on, some guys had big bushy beards. Man, what am I getting into here? These guys were veterans. And I'm proud to be part of it. I'll do the best I can to support them. I felt any man there could have stood up and walked right through a brick wall. That's what I thought about those guys. Well, so it wasn't too long, we got back to my foxhole, and he said, hell, he said, would you like to go see a movie? A movie? Yeah, I'd like to see a movie. Yes, I would. Okay, come with me. So they put a sheet out, and a projector, and they projected the movie, started moving, and all of a sudden there was an air raid. An air raid? We can't watch the movie? And there's a Jap bomber come over, and you could see the tracers, just like an umbrella. And when, as we see, he went over and he bombed an ammunition ship, and came back across, and I could see space. All the explosions, I could see space. Now, I had to give him credit for a person that could go do that for his country, even though he was the enemy. I had to respect him for that. It wasn't long till we had to go up front. And so, you might know, I was raining like crazy. We had to cover foxholes up and fill them up. And so we took off on a hike. It was hiking in the mud for about half an hour. Comes to this space along the back of the hill, safe along behind the hill. So we dug our foxholes, and behind the hill, there's nothing but rock. So we just piled up rock and put a tent over it. Couldn't sleep. There's artillery fire behind me. Our own artillery guns were firing all night long. Bang, bang, bang. But every time the shell, they would fire the shells, there would be an echo. Bang, 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 bang. Couldn't sleep. Finally did get some sleep, though, but it was a terrible night. Rain. Next morning, I got up and walked around hiked around this hill, and there was a bridge there. There's a dead Okinawa woman and her baby. I had counted on that. Go around, went around, and we took the places of foxholes with the other people that were already there ahead of us. And from there, we loaded, we had to unload trucks, move our supplies in, our mail, our water, gasoline, rations. And so we got all ready to fire our weapons, which we did. We zeroed them in, made sure we were shooting right. And we got that done. And so my Alton and I, we decided we're adventurous, so we're 18, you know. So we decided to take a walk and see what we could find. There's an Army tank over on this side over here, and it had a hole that's this big. The Japanese had shot their weapons into this and shell into it. We climbed in, and there was an American leg laying there. Wow. We got out of there. There was sacred ground as far as I was concerned. We got out of there. There were two dead Japanese men over here, and they had been out in the sun for 3 or 4 days, and they all swallowed up. Their mouth like this. It's the reality of war. Well, I had guard duty there a lot of times. One time I was on guard duty in the pitch dark, the weapon. Watching for anything. A cat come up. Where did the cat come from? How could a cat survive? So well, later on, I helped carry the wounded back, and I saw a lot of planes flying over, but I saw new men coming up. And then I had guard duty along a cutway. We had a whole guard duty up there with lots of ammunition, whatever. And artillery coming in, shells coming in. While we were there, we had 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 artillery shells that come in every night. This time they came in crashing near us. And it was crashing and the ground was shaking. And the dirt would fly down. Excuse me, man. Excuse me. And so a piece of artillery shell comes whistling by and smacked into the ground behind us. When the artillery quit, I reached in there and dug it out. It was still hot. Now shrapnel is what comes from artillery shells, hand grenades, ships. This particular is smaller. This is smaller than the real one. Excuse me. I apologize. Just take a look at your hand and imagine a piece of steel on its sharp on all edges and it's come flying. Shrapnel will cut your legs off. Shrapnel will tear up your face. Shrapnel will tear up an arm. Shrapnel will kill you. I have a piece here that's very similar. Imagine this thing coming at you at 40 miles an hour. That's bad, isn't it? What? How much? Okay. Thank you. Okay, we went on up front. My father brought it from there with it all around the truck, and I heard a sound. What is that? A Japanese had taken a hand grenade and put it in his stomach and blew himself up. And I walked around him, his body was still smoking. Went around there and we had to dig in on new holes, and I was on guard duty one night. Well, they have a line, a trip flare, so when somebody crosses this line, there'll be a flare come on, like a fireworks. I was on guard duty one night, and about from here to that wall back there, there's two Japanese soldiers popped up, and I took this gun of mine and I just sprayed the area. Boy, I was scared. I was out of ammunition. I thought, well, he'll come back at me if I haven't killed him, he'll kill me. I got that back in there, and all things were quiet. I must have got someone. Next morning, we went around there, and they were having two Japanese that died. Did I do it? I don't know. Would I do it again? I would. Did I feel bad about it? No. Because if I didn't get him, he was going to get me. And that's the way war is. You have to protect yourself. I'm here to tell the story, and he's not. But that's the way it is. So from there, that was running out of time here. I was in a typhoon. That was very bad. And on board ship, they come up with the news that there was dropped the atomic bomb. Wow, they dropped the atomic bomb. Wow, we may not have to go to war anymore. I finally shipped on. Oh, by the way, I was seasick there in that storm for 4 days. You try to stay on a ship that's going like this. I was seasick 4 days. I climbed up on top to see the storm, and I couldn't take it all. I had to come back down. I pulled the cover over. Finally got over it. It was terrible. But anyway, got this notation about the atomic bomb. We finally ended up in Mindoro Island, and they told us about the second bomb, and they decided the war was over. Was it necessary? The Japanese didn't give up. They had already lost 4 big cities, including Tokyo. Is the atomic bomb necessary? It's hard to say, really, but to save millions of American lives. millions of American lives. Well, as it happens, we, and I was part of the greatest generation. The greatest generation to help protect you and me and your, help protect you, help preserve our way of life. Your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, help save the country the way we like to live. I was part of that greatest generation. I'm proud to be part of it. And I love my country just like you love the country. And so, in conclusion here, I want you to know I didn't cover everything. Go to my website, the story, and read about it. In honor of this particular event that World War II was over, and we helped preserve it, we helped preserve our way of life, I'd like to conclude with singing a song of America. Yeah, please join me. Right?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, before we sing, let's give a huge thank you to Mr. Hill for all his information he shared. For all of our veterans, tomorrow is Veterans Day, so please make sure that you remember that and you thank somebody, even if you have someone in your family, of course. So we're all going to lead it, me and some choir students up here. So everyone knows My Country 'Tis of Thee, right? Okay, 1, 2,